Hi, my darlings. Welcome to Craft with Me Live. I'm just going to monitor how many people we have joining us as we wait. We give them a few extra minutes to log in. But in the meantime, I just would like to say thank you to those of you who are logged in today. About a month ago, I made an announcement that I would have been doing my first, or hosting rather, my first Craft with Me Live. And sometimes when you think about a month being 30, 31 days or 4 weeks, you have time. It's going to take a while to get here. But really and truly, as we know, sometimes when you blink, time comes and here we are. So I am not complaining. So if you will, those of you who are already online, I would ask you please to call up some friends. If you know anyone who is possibly getting married, who has an event coming up, anyone who may be in design, event decorating, please call them up and ask them to join us today. I hope you guys were able to go ahead and get the items that you needed. And in about a few minutes, we will be able to get started as we gauge those of you who are signing on. If you are here, please be sure to leave me a comment so that I will be able to know that you are here and maybe tell you hello as we wait for others to join us. Well, as we wait, I would just like to mention a few things before we get started. The first thing, of course, as you notice, is that I keep turning my head to the left. And I'm turning my head to the left because my monitor is over here. And this is how I'm going to monitor who is joining us, who is leaving comments, how the health of the stream is going. So please know that I'm not giving you my full attention, but I'm just trying to monitor things as they happen in real time at the same time. So that's one housekeeping tip I wanted to mention to you. Also, for those of you who reach out to me, I know there's so many ways for us to communicate in this day and age, and I'm trying to streamline that communication for our channel because I find people are contacting me on Facebook, people are contacting me on Instagram, people are contacting me on YouTube, leaving comments, and that is fine. And requests, that is all fine and well, but just so that you can help me out a little bit with this so that we can streamline how we are communicating with each other, I have went ahead and I have created a space for us on Instagram. And the name of that space is simply Danny's Darlings. You can find me there. I hope to, in the near future, I will be 100% completely transparent that I have not been posting as much pictures of the crafts that we are creating on a weekly basis, and so I know I do have to get better at that. But there is one space that we have, that Instagram, Danny's Darlings, where I will be posting pictures as well. And if you are recreating anything that we make together in our weekly videos, please feel free to tag me in your pictures, Danny's Darlings, so that I can see what you're doing as well as the other members in our community. Likewise, I have also created a space for us on Facebook, and you can find us there as well, Danny's Darlings. That space was just created just this week, and so there, I think, a welcome post there, and I think one other post where I added a picture to it, but I will be adding more to these two spaces as time goes on. Also, for those of you who send me questions, or rather I should say requests, I have also created an email specifically for that purpose, because what happens is when you send me your request in the comment sections under videos, I see those comments, I respond to those comments, I say I will add it to my brainstorming list. Sometimes I do, just being transparent, my darlings. Sometimes I don't. But because I get so many comments on a daily basis, by the time I comment or respond to your comment, guess what? Your comment is lost under hundreds, tens of other comments. And so to kind of preempt that, I have gone ahead on gmail.com. I'm looking at my cheat sheet right here. And I have created, again, a space with the same theme, Danny's Darlings. So that email for you right there is going to be dannysdarlings@gmail.com. So if ever you have a request, please be sure to place that request there, dannysdarlings@gmail.com, as well as with, if it's for an event, the date of your event, so that I will be able to write it down properly and log it and see what ideas I can come up with in time for your event. And so, without any further ado, we are going to get started. Let me open this up 1 second. And for our craft today, what we are going to do is we are going to create a low centerpiece. Please be sure when you log in to say hi so that I can know that you are there. But we are going to create a low centerpiece. And that centerpiece that we're creating today is going to be not necessarily in the eye line of your guest, but rather just under. For those of you who have watched me for the months that I have been doing DIY and crafting, you know that when I create centerpieces, most of them are tall, they're elegant, they're over the top. And whenever I do make those centerpieces, I make sure that I make them tall enough so if your guests are sitting under them, they can still have eyesight or eye line with the other guests on the table. For the past few weeks in monitoring the comments, however, I have found that many of you are asking for low centerpieces. And I got to thinking and I figured, let me try to make our community a place where everyone can come and find something that they like. And so when I decided to have or host my first Craft With Me live, I decided to honor those people who asked for a low centerpiece with today's first episode. And so if you watched the video that I published a month ago, I shared with you the items that you would have needed for your piece. And you would have needed a 4.5-inch glass candle holder. You would have needed your 8-inch bowl, of course, if you got your pieces from Dollar Tree. You would have needed a 4-inch cube foam, and you would have needed your mini parasol. And of course, in time for this project, I went ahead and I posted all of those things in the video as well as in the description box with direct links to them. For those of you who want to craft with me live, we will be able to make this today. And of course, your flowers, and of course, your handy dandy tools. So we are going to get started. Please, if you are here, leave me a comment to let me know that you are here and you are ready to go with our craft. All right, so just monitoring things like I told you previously. Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our candle holder and we are going to use our permanent glue E6000, and we are going to place a very small amount around the rim of this 4-inch glass tapered candle holder. And then, of course, to make sure that we can continue crafting, we are going to take our hot glue gun and we are going to dot in an alternating fashion with our hot glue to make sure that this hot glue will adhere right away while that E6000 continues to cure over time. So we're going to take our bowl, turn it upside down, and we are going to find the placement for the candlestick, and then we're going to apply some pressure and just set this to dry for a few moments. Now, while we're waiting on this to dry, we are going to take our flowers. Now, we're going to need 2 sets of flowers for this piece. One set that we're going to be placing in our foam that's going to be sitting in our bowl, and the next set that we are going to be placing inside of our umbrella to hide the spokes that are inside. And so while we're waiting for this to adhere, I'm going to take the flowers that I know I am going to be using to hide those spokes, and I'm going to cut off the stem, because what we're going to do with those flowers when the time comes is we are going to simply take a bead of hot glue and we are going to place hot glue on the bottom of those flowers and stick it into the umbrella so that they can sit still. So I'm just continuing to take off the stems of the hydrangeas, white hydrangeas, that I'm going to be using on the inside of my umbrella. And then for the flowers that we are actually going to be sticking in the foam, I am going to make sure that my stems are not too long. So this one looks about right. I have gone in and cut a few of them already just to make sure I was prepared. This one is just a little too long, so I'm going to cut off about 1 inch of that stem for that one, maybe about 1 inch for this one as well. And while we wait for more people to join us and let us know that they are here, just take some time, my darlings, and go ahead and prepare your flowers. Now, as we wait for our bowl to dry, and as we prepare the stems of our flowers, I would also like to share with you that we will be crafting again live on June 23rd, 2018 at 3 o'clock. Now, that is going to be a Saturday, and the only reason why I changed it from a Sunday, which is the date that I plan to host these Craft With Me lives, is because that Sunday, the 24th, is my children's birthday. I have a pair of twins, and that is their birthday. And so just to make sure that I can honor them on their day, I'm going to be hosting our next Craft With Me live on June 23rd, 2018 at 3 o'clock p.m. Yes, once again, I'm looking at my cheat sheet. I'll never forget one time I was chatting with my father on the phone, and I was trying to remember the date of something that I was going to attend, and I couldn't remember for the life of me, did not know when that thing was, and I had to go look it up. Suffice it to say, make a long story short, my father on the phone, he laughed at me and he said, "My darling daughter, you are getting to the age where you are going to have to start writing everything down, because if it is not written down, then it does not exist." And of course, in a huff, I was like, "No, Daddy, I'm not ready for that yet. That's not going to happen." But I have to say, I have lived to see my father's words come to fruition, and here I am with my cheat sheet. All right, So now that our hot glue, I know, have set in our bowl already, what we are going to do now is we are going to take our foam and place it inside of our bowl. Now, of course, you guys know that I am always crafting, always crafting. And I had my 5-inch cube that I told you guys to get. Of course, in my haste and in my desire to craft a beautiful piece for a friend of mine, I went ahead and used the cube that I had because in my mind, oh, I have more, this is okay, I'm good, I don't have to worry about it. Come to find out that that was the one cube that I had bought in preparation for today. And when I put it in a craft that I had, there was no more. So what I did, you guys know that when you go to the Dollar Tree, they sell these dry styrofoam loaves. And so what I did was I took one of those loaves and I cut it in half. And it is not necessarily a 5x5 or 4x4, but it is, I think, about 3.5 by 3.5 roughly. So we're working with similar items. And so I picked up this one to show you that this is what I thought I knew I had, but it is the wrong size. And so I'm not going to be using this one. But you're going to take your foam, you're going to place it inside of your bowl. You're going to take your hot glue and put just a few streams of that hot glue down into that bowl to ensure that your foam will stay in place while you are adding your flowers. Okay, now since we are working with a cube and our corners are squared and of course our bowl is round, we may not get the adhesion that we need right away. And so as you see I am pushing down and applying some pressure to make sure that that hot glue, at least when it was dry or wet rather, before it dries, it spreads out and that hot glue is coming into contact with the styrofoam as well as with that bowl. All right. So once you have glued your styrofoam down into your bowl, it is now time to start making a floral arrangement. So with the flowers that we have here with the long stem, I am simply going to go in and place mine on a diagonal down into that foam on a diagonal, so the flowers are resting on the lip of the bowl, just sort of hanging over. Now, I know some of you may be wondering, will we be able to see the green foam in our bowl? And the answer to that question is maybe, and it depends. But a little later, I'm going to show you how I ameliorated or fixed that situation so that you will not be able to see that foam if, like me, some of your eyes are sharp and you want your project to be as finished as possible. So just continuing to place your flowers. If you have the bigger 5x5 foam, you may need to make 2 rows like I did here. This is on the bottom and of course filling in on the top of that foam, but just going around continuing to place your flowers so that you have created a full floral arrangement on the bottom. Let me know if you're here, guys. Leave me a comment so that I can say hey to you. Oops, you don't have a stem. How did you end up here? And trying, of course, to diversify. If you have different colored roses or flowers, whatever flower you chose to use, make sure you're diversifying your colors so that your guests will be able to have a pop of color everywhere they turn in your centerpiece. Any questions as we continue? All right, so you should have something that looks like this. And if you're looking at it like I'm looking at it, and I just found where there is an empty space, please be sure to fill in all empty spaces so that your guests are not looking at that green foam sticking out through your flowers. I just found another empty space. And here is another empty space. Okay. So you should have a full floral arrangement going all the way around. Okay. Now that you have done that, it is time, my darlings, for the fun part. And this is where we're going to take our umbrella and we are going to open it, or our mini parasol. Now, when I first saw these on the website, I just fell in love with them and I thought, how cute. What can I do to incorporate this beautiful piece into a centerpiece? And of course, as ideas do, you throw some around, you like some, you don't like some, you draw sketches. And finally, when I thought about this low centerpiece and how, instead of just making it a centerpiece with a candle holder and a bowl, how could I just take it up one more notch? Then I decided to use this beautiful little parasol that I found. Now, if you have in your, let me see how I can say this, floral arrangement, let's see how we're gonna post this first. Okay, if you have in your floral arrangement some of your flowers that are 2 or 3 layers high, I would say when you go to put your umbrella in, this is where you will want the back of your umbrella to sit. Because what we're going to do here is place this umbrella on a slant as you see here. So I'm going to take my umbrella, now that I have found my perfect placement for this, I'm going to take my umbrella and using the head of the umbrella, I am going to stick it into my foam and make the indentation that I want where I want this umbrella to sit. Okay. And in already doing so, I see that I'm going to have to move one of my flowers, maybe another one because I'm getting some pushback. So I will take you out for now and you out for now, perhaps you out for now. Make my placement and then put them back to fill any holes. Those are the ones we use to fill the holes. Perfect. All right. So now that we have made that indentation, what we are going to do is we're going to take our hot glue gun. We are going to fill that hole with hot glue. And then we are going to take our umbrella and we're going to stick it in that hole on the diagonal. And hold it. Apply some pressure and just hold it in space for a few moments, in its place rather, for a few moments to make sure that this umbrella is engaged with the hot glue and the styrofoam. Now, while we wait for this to set, I would like to mention to you that one thing. For those of you who noticed, let me see if I can move this out of the way while still holding it. And yes, I can because I'm a mommy and we mommies know how to use our hands in so many different ways. But if you've noticed, I am wearing this beautiful t-shirt that says Craft With Me Live with the logo Danielle Walcott. For those of you who may be interested in twinning with me on June 23rd for our next Craft With Me live, what I will do is I am going to place the link to the t-shirts in the description box when we are finished with this video. There are so many colors on, or I should say rather, in the shop, so that you guys can go in and pick whatever color you so choose to use for your t-shirt. Of course, I went with the purple because it matches our channel and my logo, but there's a yellow one, there's a white one, there's a gray one, which is one of my favorites. There is orange, there is green, you name it, your favorite color. Purple, hashtag purple, you know who I'm talking to, and hashtag red. I have 2 subscribers who are in a red purple war. So yes, whatever is your favorite color, you guys will be able to go in, and if you so choose, twin with me the next time we have a Craft With Me live session. So now that our umbrella has been fixed into place, what we are going to do is take some additional flowers and place them inside of our umbrella to hide the spokes. Do you see those spokes? We're going to hide them. We don't want our guests to see them at all. And to do this, I'm going to go in with some white hydrangeas, and I'm going to turn it back around to me so I can see my darlings. I am going to take my hot glue gun and just put a smidge of that hot glue on the bottom of those flowers and just press them down into the spokes. Take my hot glue, put it on the end of my flowers, stick it down into the umbrella to hide my spokes. So if you're keeping up with me, my darlings, let's just continue to do this. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment. Ask me a question so that I can know, first, that you are here, and second, to make sure that I'm not leaving out any directions. So while you continue doing this, excuse me while I go to the computer and see if I am missing any of your feedback. All right, so I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to minimize this. I have a lot going on, guys. Bear with me. And let me pull back up my, here we go. Hey Bernadette, welcome. No apologies, my love. Please, please, please. I am so glad you are here. New York Chocolate 7777. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday. Please know that I appreciate you so much for joining me on this day. Now we're just going to continue placing our hydrangeas And what we're trying to do, like I mentioned before, is cover up the spokes so that when your guests look down into your centerpiece, especially because this is a short centerpiece, they're not going to see all of the mechanics of your umbrella looking up at them, right? So I think I'm gonna add a few more. I may have to stand up, so when I do, you won't see my face. And forgive me for being out of frame, but I want to make sure that I'm filling this as much as I can, and for the benefit, of course, of completion. Removing some glue fronds. You know, when we work with hot glue, we always get those pieces. From the hole, so I'm filling that hole right there. Yep. Found one more piece. All right. So you should have something, turn it so you can see, that looks like this, with your flowers covering the mechanics of your umbrella, so your guests will not see all of that underneath there. Now, I also have from another project, since I recycle a lot of my pieces, if any of you are interested in just trying to embellish the handle of the umbrella a bit, I'm just sticking this in, and I think I just broke it, so I'm going to stand up again so that I can see. Here we go. So I'm just taking this and I'm placing it in here to give our piece yet another dimension of height, and someplace else for your eye to be drawn to. All right? Hi, Danette. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Mike. I am making a low centerpiece. As I mentioned earlier in my comments, a few of our subscribers mentioned that although the taller centerpieces are lovely, they were looking for something that was shorter and not as extravagant as the others. And so when I thought about hosting my first Craft With Me live, I made sure to think about ways that I could have incorporated or included all members of our community. And this is what I thought to create for our subscribers, rather, or to honor those people. So far, my darlings, this is what you should have. Of course, minus this part if you did not have these lying around. Like I said, I kind of stole these from another centerpiece that I had created a long time ago, and so I just had these hanging around. Now, the last thing that I'm going to do is I am going to take some diamond wrap, and I know, my darlings, don't be upset with me, in my original items that I told you guys you are going to need, I did not mention diamond wrap. But when I sat down a few days ago to create the prototype for this, I had an idea, I had a sketch, I didn't have the prototype yet, but when I sat down to create the prototype and I looked at it, I realized that the spokes, even though we covered up the majority of the spokes with our hydrangeas or with some additional flowers, what I realized was the spokes that the material is attached to on the umbrella was still prevalent. And so what I wanted to do was cover those, and I thought to just very simply take one row of diamond wrap, place some hot glue on the mechanics of the umbrella, that steel piece, and cover it with some diamond wrap. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting those pieces now, And for those of you who, my crafters, who keep diamond wrap on you, you know, you may be the lucky ones who say, Danielle, I have that, I have this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You will be able to jump right in and get this done as we complete this project today. But like I said, this was not mentioned in the original video as diamond wrap as one of the things that you needed, but this is me just making sure that this piece is going to be as finished as it possibly can be, and giving you 3, 6, 8 some ideas as to how to make your piece finished. So I'm going in with my hot glue. I'm just putting a very light stream on the spoke of the umbrella. I am taking that single layer of diamond wrap that I did not bother to measure because it is going to be just as easy as this to snip off the excess. Okay, let me see. No, actually this is not a difficult project, Mike. This project is very simple. You're taking 2 pieces and gluing them together. Then you use your foam to create the anchor for your flowers. Good question. And then you place your umbrella on top. I mean, we have been here for 37 minutes, and really and truly the craft is almost literally done. All I have left to do is place my rhinestones on the spokes, the other last set of rhinestones on the spokes of my umbrella, and this craft will be complete in 37 minutes. And on top of that, I did not even start right away because I was waiting for people to join us. So if I were to gauge it and say that we started at 3:10, it is now 3:37. This project took what, 27, all of 30 minutes to make with me talking. If you were just sitting at your craft table making this, this could be done in 15 to 20 minutes top. Good question. Thank you. Hi Yolanda, thank you so much for spending this afternoon with me. Please know, all of my darlings, I appreciate each and every single one of you. Please know that not only am I honored that you will spend this time with me, but I am humbled because I know in this busy time there are so many other things that you could choose to occupy your time with, but you chose instead to be here, and that is such an humbling and an honored feeling. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so I'm just going to continue to lay the diamond wrap on this piece. If you have any questions, so you're not talking to my belly, if you have any questions, please be sure to post it. And like I said in the beginning, if you see me turning my head, it is not because something else is catching my attention. It is because I'm looking at all of the comments coming in. And so if you have any questions, please be sure to leave it there. And as I finish placing my diamond wrap, I will be able to answer any questions that you may have. Hi, Katina. Thank you so much for being here. I am so humbled that you would choose to spend this time here with me today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So if you have any questions, please feel free. As I continue to place my glue and the diamond wrap so that we can get a finished look. Of course, as I caution you guys in all of the videos, please be sure, my darlings, not to burn yourself. This hot glue is no joke. It is no joke. I have gotten burnt so badly that it has, blistered my hand. Gotten burnt by my glue gun. Gotten burnt by my soldering iron on 450 degrees. I kid you not. So just be careful as we make this piece together. I want you guys to be safe. All right. I would suggest, good question, Mike. Thank you for asking. I would suggest that this centerpiece could be used for any event. When I look at this, it gives me a spring feel. Mother's Day, as a matter of fact, was, what, 2 weeks ago? If I remember. Someone tell me. A week ago? Yes, I'm a mother. Don't shame me. I feel bad that I don't remember. But there's so much going on. But this would have been a lovely piece to present your mother with on Mother's Day. This could also be used as a piece for a baby shower. You can dress it up in blues or in pinks or in greens. You could use it even as a gender reveal piece. You could pack it in a box and have one of your guests at your event open it to see, and based on whatever color flowers that you use for the piece, your guests will be able to know what baby you're having. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Look, I am making this, and really and truly, if I'm not going to gift this to someone, then guess what? It's going to sit maybe on my entry table or on a table in my living room. And I may quite possibly change out the flowers, change out the color scheme so that it can fit the seasons or even my mood. So it just depends, Mike, on what you want to use this piece for. I know it was a long answer, but I like to talk. You guys know me. Hi, Maria from Rochester, New York. Thank you so much for the comment. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here with us today. All right, I have 2 more to go. If you are crafting live with me, let me know if you are almost done with your piece as well. And then, I think, my darlings, I can show you just one other way you can embellish this while I fight with the glue fronds. One other way that you can embellish this. And this is the last one. Thank you. See, gender reveal. There you go. So if you have any friends or family members, New York chocolate, yes, this would be awesome. When we are finished, of course, this would be uploaded to our channel. So feel free to send your friends, your family members, anybody that you know, share these videos, get them out. You know, the motto to our channel is, say it with me, those of you who are watching, 1, 2, 3, why buy when you can DIY? And so if you can take the money that you would use to pay someone to create something for you, instead of paying someone to create that something for you, creating it for yourself, and quite possibly using the money you would have paid for a craft, adding that to another budget line so that you could have what? Better food, better drinks, you know, better you name it, whatever it takes to have a bang up event. Create your own crafts and then budget your monies elsewhere. And so, my darlings, we are done. Minus removing all of these glue fronds that have attached themselves to me, as well as our project. Here we are. Let me see, I haven't named this one yet. If you have an interesting name for this project, shoot it to me right now so I can see it, and maybe we can take a vote and we can name this piece together. In terms of price range, you are looking at, if you were to use the Dollar Tree for all of this, you are looking at $1 for your candle holder, $1 for your bowl, $1 for your foam, right? And however many dollars you need to purchase the flowers that you're going to take to make this. I cannot honestly, in all transparency, give you a figure for this because I use and reuse and recycle all of the flowers for the projects that I make in or on my channel rather. And so it would just depend on how full you would want it, how, you know, the colors that you would use. Of course, if you're going to be getting your flowers from Dollar Tree or if you're going to be getting them from a craft store, it's just up to you how much your flowers will cost you. And then if I remember correctly, the umbrella, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I can always go back and check and place again the items in the description box. I think the umbrella was $5.99. And so, I mean, you're looking at 1, 2, plus 6 is 8, plus however many flowers. Let's say $12. In all honesty. And of course, you know, your diamond wrap, you can get a roll from the dollar store for $1. Crafters, we always have our tools and the glues that we need. So this is not an expensive piece at all. All right, any names? I'm looking to see. Yes, thank you, New York Chocolate. Very precious fingers and hands. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Marie. I'm so glad that you're learning, and not only learning, that you're finding inspiration on the channel. This is my heart. You know, we can create and come up with so many beautiful things without breaking the bank. Ooh. Okay, so Bernadette says, afternoon delight. I like that. I think I do like that. Maria Torres says, oh girl, you guys are making it hard for me. Tropical bloom, which I do like that. Yolanda Smith says, tropical rain. All good names. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What am I ever to do? So take a vote amongst yourselves, those of you who are watching, and let's see if we can take a vote. Among those 3 names, we have Afternoon Delight, Tropical Bloom, and Summer Rain. Now, while we wait on that vote to come in, let me just tidy up my station for a bit. And then I'm going to show you the prototype that I made and give you yet another way that you could embellish this if you so choose to, excuse me, create this for an event. But here is a prototype I created, if you can see that. And the difference with this, because I know some of you may have the concern about the green of the foam being evident, through this glass bowl. Now, if I look at this one that we just created, yes, I will be honest and say that I can see it. However, I will also be honest and say that it is not distracting. So one way, let me grab this one that I threw down. One way you could preempt that is you can take your diamond wrap and you could always wrap your foam so that your guests, when they look through that glass, if, you know, seeing the green distracts you, when they look through that glass, they will see rhinestones instead. That is one way. Or if you would like, what I went ahead and did was I used the gel water beads, if you can see, and this one I lit. I used gel water beads in the bowl after I placed my foam. I placed some submersible LED lights in there. And so when you're looking at it, you're seeing the gel water beads, you're seeing the lights coming through, and you cannot necessarily see the foam. Like I said, I cannot see it here. It is not distracting to me. But if you wanted just yet another level of doneness, of finishedness, I can do that. I'm a teacher. Then you could use your water gel beads to kind of obstruct that foam in the middle. And the last thing I did for this one that I want to mention to you is I just took some diamond wrap, and I covered the end of the umbrella so that the tip of the umbrella as well as the spokes on the inside are mirroring each other. So as you can see, and look, our project for our first Craft With Me Live is finished. Oh my gosh, we did it, guys. Tropical bloom, summer rain. Hey, Agent 4, thank you for coming. She says, Agent 4 says, summer rain sounds good. Oh, Bernadette, you like the white umbrella? Yes, I like the white one too. And of course, the reason why I pulled it to make the prototype was because I liked it that much. But I also think that the dark pink, and there was another one I purchased, which I think was the purple one. Let's see. Yep. Was the purple one. So just so you can see what they look like if you have not purchased the pieces, but just so that you can have an idea of what it looks like before you go out and purchase it. This one is the white one. This one is the pink one, and here you have your purple one. And so, my darlings, you see, Maria, you took the words right out of my mouth. I didn't want to say it, but Maria says she does not see rain, but she sees herself on a tropical beach, island girls, with a drink in her hand that has an umbrella in it. So yeah, you can even use these for a tropical summer party, barbecue. You can match a theme of your drinks to your centerpieces. My darlings, the ideas are endless. Endless. And so, just to make sure, my darlings, that I am honoring your time, I'm going to take one last look at my cheat sheet and mention a few things to you. Like I said, if you would like to craft with me live in 4 weeks, in another month, I'm going to be having another session on June 23rd. And the reason why I'm doing it on a Saturday that time as opposed to on a Sunday is because that Sunday, the 24th, is my children's birthday, and I want to make sure that I'm 100% present with them and honor them too with my time. And so we will be crafting on Saturday, the 23rd. And if you would like to join me with this beautiful t-shirt and quite possibly twin with me on that day, I am going to place the link for our t-shirts. This is just one of them. There's some more that's coming. There's so many things coming down the line, my darlings, but I am not yet going to share until all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed. But if you would like to twin with me on that day, I am going to place the link to our t-shirts in the description box below once this has been rendered and placed on videos. Also, I know many of you look at my pieces that I wear, and you guys comment in the comment section below saying you like my pieces. I am also going to start leaving the links to my pieces in the description box below, so that if you so choose and there's a piece that you just absolutely love and you would like to get it for yourself, you will be able to do so as well. And my thinking for this is simply this: how many times have you asked somebody, oh, that's a nice shirt, or that's a nice shoe, and that's a nice handbag, you know, and they say thank you, and they keep stepping, you know, they don't offer, well, I got it from, or would you like to know at least where I got it from? So this way, my darlings, you won't have to ask. I'm just going to feature whatever piece it is I'm wearing on that day, and I'm going to place the link in the description box for you. Again, just a little bit of housekeeping, please, just so that we can streamline how we are going to communicate with each other. I am creating spaces for us on social media, on IG, Instagram. You can find us at Danny's Darlings. On Facebook, I just created that space this week, maybe 3 days ago, Danny's Darlings. And the email, very important, if you would like to send a request to me, please be sure to email me at dannysdarlings@gmail.com, because if you place your request in the comments, I get so many comments on a daily basis. By the time I answer one comment, the page regresses because, oh, I shouldn't say regresses, progresses, because there's so many comments coming in, and after I've responded to your comment, I lose you. And so send me emails. If you were to post pictures on Instagram, please, let's start doing that. Please feel free to tag Danny's Darlings so that I can see what you're doing, as well as other people in our community. Let me see, as per my father, if I'm making sure I get all of my notes. And, oh, the last thing, do me a favor, my darling, before I turn back on the screen and give some shout outs. Do me a favor. I want you guys to give some love to my son. He is the one who set up my space for me, who set up all of my electronics for me, who set up the behind the scenes, technology bits and pieces. Now, I know how to set up a camera and press record and do that bit of it, but the technology and the coding and the bits and pieces, he was so awesome, and he has helped me out a little bit, he has helped me out a lot. So if you guys can just big him up a little bit for me, leave him a comment in the comment section below, give him, a attaboy. His nickname is Dom. Say, hey Dom, good job, thanks for helping your mom, you appreciate him. That would touch me, touch my heart so much, because he worked tirelessly to get me prepared for sharing this time with you today. And so the purple is pretty. Yes, it is very pretty. Hi Norma. Hi from Chicago. Thank you so very much. Bernadette, tell me where you are again so that I can shout you out, because guys, we do have an international community. Maria, you're in Puerto Rico right now. Yes, it is always sunny. Us island girls. Boop, boop. Island girls all the way. Yes, thank you, Ajen, for saying thank you to my son, and Yolanda Smith as well. Well, my darlings, if there are no more questions for me, I would like to say thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Please know that you are appreciated. I love the comments, the questions, the feedback. Please know that all of you are appreciated and none of it is wasted. Now I'm going to talk to those of you who may not yet be Danny's Darlings. For those of you who are not yet Danny's Darlings, and you just happen to either stumble across our live today, or you will see this posted after it has been rendered, please be sure to kindly think about joining our ever-growing community of DIYers as we craft with and learn from each other on a weekly now, as well as on a monthly basis. We would love to have you. Hi Anna Zamora, thank you for being here. Yolanda, she's from Detroit. Hi, we have someone from Colorado. Yes, and Bernadette, she is hailing all the way from Dublin, Ireland. So we are international, you all. We are doing great things. Please know that there is so much, like I said, coming down the pike. I will share with you when the time is right. But I just thank you for being here. Thank you for always supporting. Thank you for loving what we did today. And look out for the next video when I share with you the items that you will need to craft with me live on June the 23rd at 3:00 p.m. in the afternoon. And as always, God willing. Thank you, my darlings. Mwah, mwah. Please, until the next time, take care of yourselves for me. Know that I love you all. Bye now.